The leaders of the European Union member states have been invited to an informal summit in Brussels by the President of the European Council, Antonio Costa. The main topics of the meeting are strengthening European defense and military support for Ukraine. As Antonio Costa explained, the format of the summit implies only open discussion. However, it will be the basis for future European Union decisions.
It's clear that we need to do more because we have a full-scale war going on in Europe and Russia hasn't changed its goals.
My idea about Ukraine is the same as it has been now for 3 years, that they have to win this war. And if we allow Russia to win the war, I'm sorry to say it directly to all of you, he will continue and they will continue. And maybe we will even give them a better situation than today, because if we end this war now with some kind of a frozen conflict, a ceasefire, it will give Russia the possibility to return to Russia, to mobilize more funds, people, and maybe to attack another country in Europe.
Europe should not show weakness, says Secretary General of NATO Mark Rutte. Earlier, he said, in the future, the defense quota of the alliance member states will be much higher than 2% of gross domestic product. Rutte supports the U.S. president's position on increasing military investments. Among NATO member states, Poland and the Baltic states spend the most on defense. By comparison, Warsaw allocates more than 4% of gross domestic product for this purpose, and Italy 1.5%.
We have to ramp up defense spending, we have to ramp up defense production. The exact level of defense spending we will decide later this year based on the capability targets. We are now assessing the gaps for each of the allies between where we are and where we should be.
Increasing defense spending to counter the Russian threat is the most important issue for the European Union. Prime Minister of Finland is convinced.
For me, it's crucial that we today start real discussions how we can and how much we strengthen, how ready we are to strengthen our common defense. Because Russia, it will be, and it is, a permanent threat to European countries, European Union. My government is open for different kind of solutions, also financial solutions, how we can finance common defense. But this is most important issue.
At the informal summit, European Union leaders also discussed U.S. President Donald Trump's intentions to impose duties on imports of goods from the European Union. Washington previously imposed duties of 25% on Canada and Mexico and 10% on China. If similar duties are imposed on European goods, Europe will have to retaliate, President of France Emmanuel Macron said.
If we are attacked on trade issues, Europe, as a power that stands on its own, will have to make itself respected and therefore respond.
According to Trump, the United States' trade deficit with the EU has reached $300 billion. A potential trade war between the U.S. and Europe could hurt both sides, European Union head of diplomacy Kaja Kallas emphasized, reported by Kristina Dombrovska, UATV News.